Hello everybody, it's Jeremy and I am here to show you today how to build one of these bubblers for you to use on your GeeT demo unit or generator or whatever it is that you are planning to do, and be able to use the really heavy junky kind of fuels. So how this system is set up is super easy. We just buy pickle jars. Everybody loves a pickle. Then we take the lid and we cut 2 holes in it. So you got this hole here and this hole here. This is one of the longest lasting bubbler lids that I've made. And all I used was one of these conduit barbs with the screw bottom. And then for the other side, I used 2 large flat washers. Okay. The piece that's all covered here with the red RTV is a 1/2 inch. Yes, it's the brass. 1/2 inch brass piece that looks like this, and then that's attached to another brass piece like this, but that screws onto the top of that, followed by the copper tube that I used for this particular one with the brass flare at the top, and then a ball valve. Just your airflow. This one's kind of stuck. There we go. So you just adjust your airflow. That's pretty much it. For this, all I used was the black air hose that you would typically use, or for like your antifreeze in your vehicle. That's all that this is. And then this is the attachment that I used to attach it to the GeeT reactor. Excuse me. And I just put a piece of copper tubing in here, wrenched it down with one of the hose clamps, made sure my brass flare head piece here was on it, and soup to nuts. That is how to put together the bubbler. The other part with the bubbler, we recommend highly that you stuff the jar with stainless steel scrubby pads. You can get those at Dollar General or something like that, Walmart. I want to say for like maybe like $1, $2. Another design that you could do, and this is going to be the next one, was out of a picture I had seen in the book of GeeT and in some of my notes of one of the ways that a vapor carburetor or a vacuum suction fuel system, or however the hell it looks, and it gave me an idea. I was also looking at some other really nice looking bubbler jars where you've got one piece like this, just a simple T with the barb on it, and then you'd have your ball valve that would be attached to a female screw piece, and then you'd put your tube in here, slide it right on through, so the tube would be coming out this side. I'll use my black nipple pipe here as my example. So it would look like this, and then this piece would be sitting in the fuel that you're trying to vaporize, and then as that pipe hangs down, you can stuff the inside of it with some of that stainless steel mesh scrubby pads like I was talking about, or I think I was using steel wool for this. Excuse me. But that's that one bubbler system, one of the nicer designs. But then I digressed. I was trying to talk about this fuel system that I had seen in one of my drawings, and basically this piece here would sit on top of a fuel source, and then over on this side of it, whichever way the direction of the fuel is going, so let's say this is the engine side, this is the air side. So over here on the air side, you'd have a carburetor or a valve to adjust the airflow. So as that airflow is going through here, it's creating the vacuum and sucking the fuel up through the hose and squirting it through a little hole somewhere in there. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, that seems like it would be a really interesting way to do it, because it's sucking the fuel up. It's like it's almost like a mechanical fuel injection system. At least that's how it's playing in my head. It's like a fuel injection system. But that was one of the ways that I was thinking of setting up a bubbler so I could use all of the fuel in the jar instead of, heating up the jar to get it warmer. Or I've seen some of those ideas. I know we can refine it a little bit better than that. Who knows? Maybe we might have to keep the fuel warm, kind of like with a propane tank. Is if you keep the fuel warm, it's going to work better than if it gets cold. So I'm wondering if maybe I should try something like that too. So as far as a bubbler system, it's really that easy. It's a pickle jar with some plumbing parts and some steel wool or steel scrubby pads. I do recommend highly that you use red RTV for any of your sealants. It is high temperature, and we haven't had any problems with it when it comes to the different kinds of liquids we've thrown at it. Like I've used acetone, I've used turpentine, I've used bleach, I've tried some different stuff, and this has been so far the best at holding up against those different chemicals. So anyways, guys, that's it. Next video I will next video I will show you the exhaust flange that I've been trying to explain, and I think I'm missing the point. So I'm going to get that off of my generator and I will show you that part. Have a good night.